My name is Tanya M. Cooper, and I'm an author and a teacher, and I've been an author probably for about 25 years. There's definitely a unique environment here in Prince Edward County. I grew up here. I have a lot of history here. My dad was a commercial fisherman, and so was my grandfather. I wasn't sure when I first started my career, my writing career, what genre I was going to be in, but it definitely has taken a life of its own as a historical fiction genre. And I'm really enjoying finding out and researching stories about Prince Edward County. This book, The Ghost of Annie Mins, goes back to the 1900s and definitely telling the stories of Prince Edward County, but giving the people who may not have had a voice at one time, I'm giving them a voice. That's what I'm hoping to do. So I'll speak specifically to the book that I have on my lap right now. It's called Doll in the Woodpile, and many times it's through conversation. And when I was 18, my grandmother was telling me a story about she was a Barnardo child from the UK, and she came over to Canada on the SS Dominion when she was 8 years old with only a sock doll from her mother. And she was 92 at the time, and I was 18, and she told me the story of the sock doll. And in many of the homes the Barnardo children were placed in Canada, they weren't allowed to play. They were basically domestic workers, and she would have to hide the sock doll in the woodpile, and then when she took the cows out to the field and brought them back, she would play with it. And what touched my heart the most was that one day she went and the doll was gone. And I remember feeling such emotional sadness when I heard that story. And I said then at 18, one day, Granny, I am going to grow up and write your story. And it took 25, 30 years, but I have finally written her story. So things like that have really inspired me, just listening to people's stories. So every book is different. They are like birthing a baby, but some have taken me 8 weeks. When I travel, I get very inspired and I can write a book in 8 weeks. Other books, like The Ghost of Annie Mins, was detailed research at the archives in Wellington, and I worked on it for 5 years. Another book took me 8 years, and sometimes I will just stop writing a book. I get distracted or working, teaching, and it takes a while for the process to come back or the creativity to come back. In that time, I might be working on other projects and then come back to it. I really enjoy the process, no matter how long it takes. The biggest challenge with writing is finding ideas and waiting for those ideas to percolate into a book. I might have a conversation and I think that would be a great title for a book, or that would be a great idea, but I don't necessarily get the creative story behind it just yet. And sometimes life has taken over and I get busy with work and stressed. And when you're stressed, you can't be creative. So I find travel and meeting new people really helps me to become creative. So that's probably the biggest challenge, that focusing in on that energy.